Today, I want to share a message that comes straight from the heart, a message filled with hope, peace, and truth. It is not a message that requires deep knowledge, education, or special understanding. It does not demand perfection or spiritual maturity. It is simple, gentle, and quiet, meant to reach you exactly where you are right now. Wherever you are in life, whatever you are feeling, whatever you are carrying inside your heart at this very moment, this message is meant for you. If you are reading these words or listening to them, please know this clearly. It is not by chance. Nothing about this moment is random. God's timing is intentional, precise, and filled with purpose. He knows exactly when your heart needs encouragement, reassurance, and peace. He knows the thoughts you struggle to silence, the worries that sit quietly in your mind, and the battles you fight every day without telling anyone. He knows the prayers you speak out loud and the prayers you whisper in the silence of your heart, as well as the prayers you are too tired, confused, or afraid to say at all. Nothing about you is hidden from him. Many people move through life feeling unseen and unheard, even while surrounded by others. They wake up each morning with a heaviness they cannot explain, carrying questions they cannot answer. They wonder why life feels so difficult when they are trying so hard, why progress feels painfully slow, and why their efforts seem invisible to the world. They give their best, yet still feel like it is never enough. Some days feel empty and exhausting, even when everything appears fine on the outside. They smile, laugh, and function in front of others, but inside they feel broken, overwhelmed, and emotionally drained. They ask themselves if their life truly has meaning, if anyone really understands their pain, and if God is actually listening to them. In those moments of doubt and quiet despair, God wants you to know something deeply important. He sees you clearly. He hears every cry of your heart, even the ones that have no words. He understands emotions you cannot explain and pain you cannot describe. You have never been invisible to him, not for a single moment of your life. God's message to you today is simple, yet incredibly powerful. Your life has meaning, even when you cannot see it. Your value does not disappear because of failure, weakness, mistakes, or delay. It doesn't fade when you feel lost or unsure. It doesn't shrink when your plans fall apart or when your progress feels slow. The world often teaches us that our worth is measured by success, achievements, money, recognition, or approval from others. It tells us that we matter only when we perform well or meet certain expectations. But God's view of you is completely different. He values you not for what you produce, but for who you are. Your worth comes from the fact that you were created with intention and love. Even when you feel tired, confused, or uncertain about your direction, God's love for you remains steady, constant, and unchanging. It does not depend on your circumstances or your emotions. It remains firm even when everything else feels unstable. There are moments when you may feel like you are falling behind while everyone else seems to be moving forward. You may feel pressure to reach certain milestones by a certain age, to have your life figured out by now, or to meet expectations that feel overwhelming and unrealistic. Watching others succeed, grow, or move ahead can quietly make you feel small, unworthy, and inadequate. Comparison can steal your peace and make you question your value. But God gently reminds you not to compare your journey with anyone else's. Your path is unique. Your story is different. Your growth happens in its own time and in its own way. Just like a seed planted in the soil, growth often happens quietly and unseen. Before anything breaks through the surface, strong roots are being formed in the darkness. The seed does not rush itself, nor does it compete with another seed. It grows according to the design placed within it. In the same way, God is working in your life even when there is no visible progress. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, something important is being built within you. Sometimes it feels like God is delaying your prayers. You ask, you wait, and you hope, yet nothing seems to change. This waiting can feel painful and confusing, but often what feels like delay is actually preparation. Preparation takes time, and it often happens in ways we do not understand at the moment. The waiting seasons of life are not wasted seasons. They are shaping you, strengthening you, and teaching you patience, trust, and faith. God is far more concerned with who you are becoming than how fast you arrive at your destination. He is developing your character, your wisdom, and your resilience. When the time is right, what He has planned for you will come together in ways that are more meaningful and more beautiful than you imagined. Pain is something every human experiences, yet it is one of the hardest realities to understand. When pain enters your life, it can feel unfair, heavy, and overwhelming. You may question why certain things had to happen, or why you had to go through experiences that hurt so deeply. You may ask God why suffering was allowed in your story, but God does not allow pain to destroy you. He allows it to shape you. Pain has a way of teaching lessons that comfort never can. It deepens your understanding, strengthens your character, and grows compassion in your heart. Many of the strongest, kindest, and wisest people are those who have walked through deep struggles and chose not to give up. Their strength was formed in the hardest seasons, not the easiest ones. God never wastes your pain. Every tear you cry is noticed. Every sleepless night matters. Every silent prayer reaches His heart. Even when you feel forgotten by people, God remembers you. He remembers your faithfulness when no one thanked you, your kindness when no one noticed, and your effort when results were slow. You are never abandoned, even in the moments when you feel completely alone. God stays with you through confusion, disappointment, and fear. His presence does not leave when things get hard. Another important truth God wants you to hear is that you are not late. Life often makes us feel rushed and anxious, as if we are running out of time. We worry about missed opportunities and unfinished dreams. But God is not controlled by time. He works according to perfect timing, not human pressure. What is meant for you will come when you are truly ready to receive it, not too early and not too late. Sometimes receiving something too soon can cause harm, and God protects you through waiting. Trusting His timing is not easy, especially when waiting feels painful, but every season has a purpose. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it never will. God's plans for you are still unfolding. God also wants you to recognize your own strength. You are stronger than you think. When you look back at everything you have already survived, you will see evidence of strength you didn't know you had. Think of the moments when you felt like giving up, but still found the courage to keep going. That strength did not come from you alone. God carried you through those moments. When you felt weak, He gave you strength. When you felt afraid, He gave you peace. When you felt lost, He gently guided you forward, step by step. Fear is another obstacle that often holds people back. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and fear of judgment can stop you from living fully and authentically. Fear convinces you that you are not capable or worthy, but fear does not speak the truth. God created you with purpose, ability, and potential. You are allowed to dream again, even if your past dreams didn't work out. You are allowed to try, make mistakes, and try again. Failure is not the end of your story. It is part of learning, growing, and becoming stronger. God does not expect perfection from you. He does not ask you to have everything figured out. He asks for trust. Even a small step of faith can lead to meaningful change. When you trust God with your fears, He slowly replaces them with courage. When you trust Him with uncertainty, He brings clarity over time. Growth does not happen all at once. It happens gently, patiently, and often quietly. One of the most powerful truths God wants you to remember is that you are deeply loved. This love is not based on your performance, your achievements, or your mistakes. It does not change when you struggle or fall short. God's love is constant, patient, and forgiving. When people walk away, God stays. When you fail, God offers grace. You do not need to earn His love. It already belongs to you. Often, we are harder on ourselves than anyone else could ever be. We replay our mistakes, criticize our weaknesses, and speak to ourselves in harsh ways we would never speak to someone we love. But God speaks to you with kindness and mercy. He sees your heart and your effort.
He reminds you that you are enough even as you are growing. God also invites you to let go of what is hurting you. Holding on to anger, guilt, regret, or resentment only weighs your heart down. You cannot move forward while carrying the pain of the past. Forgiveness may be difficult, but it brings freedom. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means choosing peace over pain and trusting God with what you cannot change. Your story is not finished. Just because today feels heavy doesn't mean tomorrow will feel the same. Hard seasons don't last forever. God has the power to bring beauty out of brokenness. What you are experiencing now may one day become the reason you help someone else heal. Do not give up. Your future still holds hope. Every new day is a fresh opportunity. Every breath you take is a reminder that God still has plans for you. He wakes you up each morning